Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the visiting Red Hawks of Natick High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It's always a fun day whenever these two schools face off in any sport, and I expect today should be no different. Another chapter added to this Bay State Conference rivalry between Brookline and Natick. And those of you who've been watching my streams throughout the season, I'm sure some of you are thinking right now, hey, wait, what happened to the high-up angle that we've been enjoying throughout this season? Why are we back to field level? And well, the short answer is I messed up. The long answer is I initially thought that I was going to be covering the JV game today, but the JV game actually got rescheduled to Wednesday at some point. And so I switched covering varsity today. But I didn't realize that because I thought it was JV, I didn't pack the USB extension cord that I use to allow my camera to connect to my laptop despite being attached to the high-rise tripod that I've been using to get that high-rise angle for those shots in past games this season. So because I forgot that, I've got to shoot at field level like I've done in past years. So my apologies for that. You know, I'm hopeful that, you know, our angle won't be too badly blocked off. You know, I know Brookline and Natick, it's a big game. Good chance to draw a big crowd, but I also know with how bad the weather was earlier today, maybe that'll dissuade some folks from coming out and we'll have less of a blocked view in the corners. We'll see. As it stands, let's take a look at the teams coming into today. Brookline entering with a record of 2-6-3. The Warriors got off to a rough start to the season, going 0-4-1 to start. Since then, they've gone about 2-2-2 over their last 6 games. And as of last Friday's released MIAA power rankings, Brookline ranks 30th in Division I, in part thanks to a strong strength of schedule. So if the season were to end today, they would earn a spot in the state tournament, even if as a much lower seed. Natick, meanwhile, entering this game with a record of 7-4, 9th in the power rankings. They've had a bit of a roller coaster season, going 3-0, then 0-3, then 4-1 to land themselves where they are right now. And we'll see how this contest goes today. Looks like they're getting ready to get us started, so I'm going to run our intro video, and then we'll get this game underway. From Skyline Park, it's Warriors against Red Hawks. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Soccer. The kick. Scores! Wally Lawrence! Grady aims, potential breakaway, aims, shot, scores! Friedman, a crosser, into the box. Nicoli heads it in! All right. We'll getting this one started soon. Wi-Fi connection actually holding pretty strong so far today. I was having a little trouble with it as I was trying to get us started, but it looks like it's settling down a bit, which is a good sign. Here's hoping. Obviously, as always, if it ends up going on the fritz and we lose a lot of video frames during this live stream, then I'll upload a fully recorded version later tonight. And you guys can let me know as the audience in the live chat if that ends up being the case, if some big plays have some video skips or anything like that, please let me know. Pardon me. And unfortunately, I don't have the Natick roster with me, but I do have the Brookline roster, so I'll be narrating the Natick players by jersey number. And so let's see how this one goes. Brookline trying to bounce back from a 2-1 loss here at home against Braintree last week. Before that, they had a 1-1 tie in their Kicks for Cancer game against rival Newton North. Interesting to note for Brookline, each game where they've scored more than one goal, they have won. And with a record of 2-6-3, that obviously means they've only scored more than one goal twice all season. So offense going to play a big role here for the Warriors. Natick, meanwhile, they've allowed more than one goal 4 times this season, and they've lost 3 of those 4 games. So that could be a good measure of how things could go today. Of course, Natick got a bit of a blowout win over Brookline in the season opener back on September 3rd in Natick. The Red Hawks defeating the Warriors 4-1 in that contest. So Brookline certainly hoping for a better result here today. As we get ready to start the first half, looks like Brookline will be playing from our left, Natick from our right. Brookline with dark blue jerseys and white jersey numbers. Natick with white jerseys and black jersey numbers. Brookline's number 10, Danmarth Dorvilliers. Getting ready to get us started. And here we go. There's the whistle. We're underway between Brookline and Natick. Ryan Goldberg boots that one forward for Brookline, goes off ahead towards the middle. Wally Lawrence charging in, but broken up by Natick's number 17. Chased down on the far side by Brookline's Grady Ames. Ball gets through to Koya Nicoli. Quick passing around by Brookline. Lawrence kicks the leader. Offsides on Ames. The Warriors come out like they'd been shot out of a cannon with an aggressive first push. But Natick able to withstand it. A big defensive deflection by Natick's number 17. And then a big offsides draw to prevent a secondary advance by Brookline. Long kick up lands with number 11, but the pass to the middle knocked away briefly, but taken back by the Red Hawks. Now they move it down the near side. Number 12 passes back to number 11. Now a pass all the way back to 17, kicks towards the middle, deflects forward, booted away by number 25, Jonah Littman. Goes off the foot of 17, Jacob Friedman rushing in, taps it around the goalie, Jacob Friedman scores! Jacob Friedman puts Brookline on the board first. Let's take a look at the replay here. Started with the big boot from Jonah Littman from the back line. Deflects the wrong way off the foot of 17 as he tried to get a foot on it to keep it away from Denmark Dovillier. And then the goalies tried to slide in and knock that one away, but Friedman kept up the chase, got the favorable deflection, and then put it in the back of the net for the game's first goal. So Brookline strikes like lightning to start this one here in the first half. A 1-0 lead already for the Warriors. Goal scored by Jacob Friedman, and I think we can generously give the assist to number 25, Jonah Littman. Littman kicks that ball forward, blocked down. Around the middle, number 3 controls it, pass to the outside. They kick it forward, and it's going to be chased down by number 4, Jack Fitzgerald, and he's just going to let that one roll out the back line to draw a goal kick. Looks like the Wi-Fi kind of went out on us during that scoring play. I hope you guys were able to hear the call at least. And of course, as always, I'm recording this full thing, so I'll be able to upload the fully recorded version later tonight. Number 8, Ben Speicher sends it up the line from Goldberg up to Friedman. Friedman's pass intercepted by number 8. Pass back to 6, across to 3, forward to 23. This pass a little wide, and it does roll out of bounds. Speicher throws it in up the line, going to Dovillier. Cut off by number 17, but he can't corral it. Goes out of bounds. Quick throw in, deflected out by the Natick defense once again, and that's going to be a corner kick for Brookline, the first of the day. Now we are going to have some blockage from the spectators in the corner, but it looks like it's going to be number 12, Ryan Goldberg, lining up to kick this one in. Brookline seeing if they can take a 2-goal lead early in this one. Kick flies over out the top of the net, and that'll simply be a goal kick. Goal kick given out to number 17. Now to 12 on the near sideline. Boots it towards the middle. Deflected down, but Ames couldn't corral it. Number 3 takes it instead, sends it up the far sideline. Now a leader being kicked, aimed for number 23. Cut off by Fitzgerald and does not get the favorable deflection. Natick ball, quick throw in, aimed at number 2, knocked out of bounds by Littman. Throw in, deflected down. Getting around the defense, crosser flying into the box, blocked at the last second by Ben Speicher, and it goes off the hand of a Natick player. So it'll be a free kick for Brookline as they dodge a bullet there. Heads up defensive block by number 8, Ben Speicher, to potentially save a goal there. That one knocked down by number 8, right to number 2, now to 23, cuts across to 8. 8 trying to break through, cut off and kicked away by Goldberg. Throw in goes back to 12. 12 taps it up to 11. 11 trying to weave his way through, gets tangled up with Friedman, and a foul is called on Natick. It'll be a free kick for Brookline. Speicher just taps it up to Goldberg. Goldberg winds and boots one upfield, bouncing along. Dovillier chasing after it, knocked out of bounds by 17. The speed of Dovillier applying some pressure, forcing the Natick defense to take some deflection kicks they don't necessarily want. Throw in goes back Goldberg. Goldberg dribbling, cuts around 1, gets tangled up on the arm. No call as I think they're playing the advantage. Lawrence kicks across her, but nobody there in the box to knock that one in. And Ames manages to get the favorable deflection, looks like, as he slid that one off the sole of his foot, and off the Natick defender. It'll be a throw-in deep in Natick territory for Brookline. Throw-in knocked down. Lawrence tries a kick and is blocked. Natick clears it out, gets it up to 23. Fitzgerald comes in and bumps him aside as Speicher recovers the ball. Pass for Dauvilliers, broken up, recovered by 11. Pass back to 17, up the field, kicked back the other way by Fitzgerald, and that's going to bounce out the back end for a goal kick. 1-0, the Brookline lead here in the first half off the goal from Jacob Friedman, assisted by Jonah Lippman. Goal kick simply given to 17 again. Now to the near side to 12. 12 goes up the line, kicks it across midfield, blocked by Fitzgerald, gives to Speicher across Goldberg. Now to Koya Nicoli, back to Lippman. Lippman across to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald up to Goldberg. Goldberg over to Nate Lockwood. Lockwood back to Lippman. Lippman surveying, now kicks one high, leading pass, just too far for Dauvilliers as the goalie comes out and snags that one. Goalie punts this one across midfield, deflected down, corralled by 8. 8's pass across, finds 2. 2 pops one up the air, going across, and it's cut off by Alex Smagula, the Brookline netminder, as that would have bounced right at the feet of number 11 for a golden chance for the Redhawks had he not swooped in and take that one away. This pass briefly intercepted by 6, taken back by Lockwood. That kick deflects. Looks like he went off a hand, but Brookline keeps control. Now a big block there, but it rolls right back to Smagula as he now rolls it into Speicher. Speicher kick upfield, too far for anyone to take it as that kind of curved left while number 24, Wally Lawrence, kind of broke to the right. No chance for anything there. Number 17 pass up the middle. Number 23 does corral it, pass across. They go out far side to 2. 2 dribbling towards the middle, kicks it upfield for 23. No offsides. Kick blocked at the last second by Fitzgerald, and now blocked by Smagula. Big defensive stop by Jack Fitzgerald and Alex Smagula as some subs check in. We take a quick look at that replay. Big stretch by Jack Fitzgerald, and then Smagula hustled out of the net to cover the follow-up kick. Throw in, and now a kick. I think that one went off a hand, but whose hand? No, they're not going to say it didn't go off a hand. It went off the body, and so it's going to be a corner kick for Natick. Number 2. Lining up to kick this one. Line drive, hits on the outside of the net, out of bounds, goal kick. As some subs check in for Brookline, one thing I neglected to mention earlier, this broadcast brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. You can find their information down in the description section down below. Be sure to support the local business as they are helping to support another local business, namely me. Smagula gives the goal kick over to Lippman. Pass deflected forward by Lawrence. Goes up to number 14, Jeffrey Dong. Dong, pass up the line to, I think, Ames. Tries the give and go. It gets to Lockwood. Back outside Ames. Ames trying to cut around. Sends one forward. Cut off by 11. But swooping back in is Ames, taps it forward, 17 trying to cut it off. They're battling for the ball. Dong recovers, taps back. And now a pass from Frederick Schreiber-Wachnick up to Chad Torres, and a hand save by Natick. Great push forward by the second unit, Jeffrey Dong, Frederick Schreiber-Wachnick, and Chad Torres Push that one forward. Torres had a golden chance at a shot there, but a great save by the outstretched hand of the Natick keeper. Keeps it a 1-goal game. Brookline setting up for the corner kick. Kick comes in high, a bit far, goes off the head of a Natick defender, bouncing out of the box. Number 3 trying to corral it, lost control of it while battling with Fitzgerald. It's going to be out of bounds, Brookline ball. Fitzgerald throws it in quick, headed away by 12. Recovered by Fitzgerald, he taps it back to Speicher. Speicher sends it all the way back to Smagula as Brookline resets on offense. Smagula sends it up the middle to Goldberg. Goldberg outside Littman. Littman upfield misses everybody as that goes way up there. Torres given a chase, forcing them to corral it. Can't let it roll out the back. Kick forward, knocked down by, I believe, Ames. Corralled by Lawrence. Lawrence charging in. Couldn't quite fit a crosser through. It's kicked away by 3. Now the Red Hawks pass up to 3. Up the line. And a long kick misses everybody, scooped up by Smagula. Smagula rolls it into Speicher. Speicher upfield for Lockwood. Lockwood, kick blocked by 14 and then recovered by 8 after a battle with Dong. Pass to the outside 2. 2. Pass forward for 3, but it takes bad curve out of bounds. Oh, deflected by the Brookline defense, and so still Natick ball. 2 passes across to 6. 6 to 12 on the near side. 12 trying to juke around, help defense arrives. He passes across. Now a pass towards the middle, broken up by Goldberg, and that's going to bounce out of bounds. Looks like we had a brief Wi-Fi disconnect, but seems like we've been reconnected, although the connection's still giving us some fits out here at Skyline, but at least we're back. Number 8 pops that one up in the air, headed down by Littman, and Fitzgerald swoops in to take it, but whiffs on the kick. Now a chance for Natick. Number 3, a shot, and he scores and ties us up at 1 apiece. Disaster for Brookline. The kick in the air headed down by Littman, and Fitzgerald came in to clear it, but whiffed on the clear kick as it took a bad hop, and Natick took full advantage as number 3 gets the equalizer score. We're tied at 1. Both teams capitalizing off some defensive mistakes for their goals here, and we are now tied at 1. Speicher boots one high. Lawrence racing up for it. Lawrence leaves it for Ames, but ran out of room on the baseline as it does roll out of bounds. Goal kick. Goalie kicks it, goes off the head of Lockwood, off the head of 3. Now corralled by 15, pass back to 11, now goes near side to 12. 12 tries to cut back, pressured by Torres, knocked out of bounds by Torres. 12 throw into 8, tap deflected by Schreiber-Wachnick, tries to clear, but it's blocked, knocked towards the middle. Scrum for the ball, and Brookline controls it, and Fitzgerald pops it up in the air. Deflects down, controlled by Lawrence. Lawrence kicks the leader for Torres. Torres racing in. Torres, defender slipped, but 17 kicks it away. Jed Torres with another big chance there, but Number 17 took a stab at that ball and managed to knock it away after the other Natick center back lost his footing and fell. Throw in goes to Lawrence, tapped back to Ames, but stolen away by 3. Pass up to 2. 2 to the middle, taken by 8. 8 working up the far side. Ball's wrestled away by Brookline. I believe that's Ames. Ames dribbling, kicks one forward, blocked by 17 and cleared out. Chased down by Speicher. Speicher pass up out of reach for number 18, Josh Bittner. Taken by 8. 8 pass back, 17. 17 boots it away. Knocked down by number 19, Travis Applebaum. Off the deflections, Ames tries to kick it forward. Kicked back by 14. Knocked down by Ames. Number 3 corrals it on the far sideline. Up the line to 2. Tapped to the middle. Broken up by Lockwood. Popped up in the air. Deflected down. Natick trying to push it up, but it's knocked back by Applebaum. Knocked down by Natick. Deflects through the middle. Speicher swoops in, takes it. Speicher dribbling upfield. Speicher taps one forward. Miscommunicated on the cut with Torres, and it'll be scooped up easily by the Natick keeper. Goalie gives it to 12. Tap back for 17. 17 pass across to, I want to say, 14. Up to 3. All the way back to the keeper. Bit of a hard pass to be sending back to the keeper, but he doesn't let it bounce past him, so no harm, no foul there. As the goalie gives it to 12. Pass up to 11. Disrupted from behind by Lockwood. Lockwood fires a long kick. Blocked again by 17. That's going to bounce out of bounds for a corner kick. Lockwood swooped in, got a little physical and took that ball away. Tried to launch a long kick, but number 17 wasn't even going to give that one a chance. Subs checking in for Brookline as number 17, Grady Ames, lining up to take the corner kick. Ames lifts in the corner, headed back out, but it's right back to Ames. Ames fakes, dribbles in, now launches one way high. And that one he sliced as it bounces out of bounds, Natick ball. Throw in, deflected down. Lawrence tried to corral it, but couldn't. It's kicked away by 17. Gets up to 15. 15 to 11. 11 up to 15. 15 deflects forward up to 11. 11 trying to cut around, but it's knocked out of bounds by Speicher. It's going to be a corner for Natick. We're all tied up at 1 apiece here in the first half between Brookline and Natick. As the Red Hawks get ready for a corner kick, looks like they're going to be sending out number 8 to take the kick here. This one flies in high, deflects down and goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Smagula boots this one. Headed right back by Natick, goes right to 15. Stopped by Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald boots it away. High in the air, goes off the head of 12. Downed by Schreiber-Wachnick. Pass back for Lockwood. Lockwood sends to the outside, Ames back to Applebaum. Applebaum up the line. and intercepted by Natick, but their pass misses out of bounds. It'll be a Brookline throw-in. Throw-in tapped back to Applebaum, now up the middle to Bittner. Bittner kicking a leader far up the field. Friedman giving chase, boxed out by 14, and that's going to be a goal kick. Sub checking in for Natick, number 4, replacing number 8. Goalie sends it out to 12. 12 walks it up. Kick blocked by Schreiber-Wachnick, out of bounds. Throw in booted away by Bittner. Throw in again, headed out by Speicher, stays Natick ball. Throw in goes back to 12. 12 boots it into the box, but not near anybody as it's taken off a hop by Smagula. Smagula rolls it into Speicher. Speicher kick bounced along, intercepted by 12, up to 15. 15 out to 12. 12 to the near side. 11 cutting around, disrupted from behind, and they're going to call the foul on Schreiber-Wachnick there. And that's going to be a free kick for Natick. Going to be an interesting angle. Fairly close to the net. Probably not the best angle to shoot from, but an angle where they could go for a high kick for a crosser. Because with the defensive wall, it's going to be hard for the kick to be high enough to get over them, but also low enough to stay under the crossbar. So I imagine 12 is going to go for a crosser here, and that he does. Booted out by Brookline. Headed forward by Bittner, but corralled by 12. 12 fakes, dribbles up, pass back 4. 4 kick, flies in, and taken off a hop by Smagula. Smagula, hard throw upfield, headed down by 4, tapped up by 6 to 11. 11 kicks a leader, but wasn't there, rolls out of bounds. It'll be a Brookline goal kick. Smagula gives it to Applebaum. Applebaum boots it way upfield off the head of the Red Hawks. Battling through the middle, corralled by number 8, who's checked back in. Past the outside, couldn't be corralled by 2. It's taken by Applebaum instead, racing upfield. Stolen by 6, but he loses balance, loses control of it, and it's recovered by Lawrence. Lawrence from the far side. Tries to kick one through, too much traffic, kicked away by 14. Lost out of bounds. Natick ball. Throw-in goes to 8. 8 kicks it forward. Now a pass back to 3. 3 across, 12. 12. Looking around, pass back, 17. 17 out to 12. Back to 17. Now pass up the middle, gets through to 8. 8 passes away, out to 2 on the far side. 2 fakes, gains the edge, weaving around, long shot, missed it wide. Smagula had that left side post pretty well covered for that shot, but ultimately not tested there as it misses wide out of bounds. Fitzgerald takes the goal kick, sends it bouncing up the middle, deflects off the foot of Lawrence and off the head of 10. Off the foot of Ames, downed by Lawrence. Lawrence looking around, kicks it back, goes across to Speicher. Speicher up to Bittner, but couldn't corral it. It's taken instead by 17 off the deflection. 17's pass rolls out of bounds, Brookline ball. Subs checking in for Brookline, Dauvilliers and Goldberg and Nicoli back into the game as they replace Bittner, Schreiber, Wachnick, and one more I'm not sure. Also checking in, number 15, Santi Sierra. His throw in deflected down. 11 kicks it into open field, taken by Lockwood. Lockwood opts to send it back to Applebaum. Applebaum tries to send upfield for Nicoli and kicked away from the defense by Lockwood, but it's taken back by Natick, kicked upfield, knocked down by Applebaum. Now pass manages to get over to Goldberg. Goldberg couldn't corral it, knocked away by 3. 15 takes it. Pass goes up to 8, and he's hit from behind by Applebaum. That'll draw the foul. Bright sun peeking through the clouds here at Skyline as we are tied up at 1 apiece here in the first half. 17's pass up to 3, now out to 12. 12 from the near side gives back to 3. 3 pass back 17, 17. Pass back up to 12. 12 goes up the near sideline to 8. Keeps it, does not keep it in bounds. Speicher throws it in. Friedman deflects, but booted away by 17. Headed down by Fitzgerald. Now Lockwood. Dribbling. And gets grabbed on the arm from behind. That'll draw a free kick for Brookline off the foul. Free kick going to be coming from close to midfield. Looks like Applebaum lining up to take it. This one popped high in the air, knocked down by the Natick defense and booted away ultimately by 3. Out to the far side 2, stolen away by Santi Sierra. Pass back to Applebaum, backed up to Sierra. Sierra racing down the far sideline now, trying to gain the edge. Kicks one into the box, headed away by 17. Sierra trying to box out, but 10 does manage to kick it away and prevent the corner and keeps it in play as Natick takes possession. Number 8 with the ball passes outside to 3. 3 up the line for 15. 15 lost his footing, might have been tripped up by Fitzgerald as a whistle blows there. And I think that is going to be a free kick for Natick. They're setting up to take the free kick from the far sideline. This one flies towards the box. Batted away by Smagula, but still in the box. Number 12 was trying to get a foot on it, and it's deflected out of bounds off Brookline. It's going to be a corner now for the Redhawks. They went for the long shot that time. Almost went off the foot of, I think, number 8. But now they set up on the near side corner for the corner kick. Flies in very high, goes off ahead towards the middle of the box, but headed out by Lawrence. Recovered by 3, pass deflected by Lawrence, but does get out to 11. 11 blocked by Lawrence when trying to juke. Lawrence recovers the ball and gets it up to Speicher. Speicher fakes out one defender, then passes to the middle to Lockwood. Lockwood upfield to midfield to Sierra. Sierra stops, looks, dribbles, sends it up to, I believe, Friedman. Now a pass towards the middle for Nicoli. Nicoli manages to fight through, get a pass to Goldberg. Goldberg pass up Dauvilliers. Dauvillier's pass back, deflected away by 3. Goes back to midfield where it's taken by Speicher. Speicher tries to pass up the near sideline, out of bounds. Natick ball. .12 throws it in. 23. Pass knocked away by Lawrence. Gets up to Dauvilliers. Dauvilliers trying to juke around 17. Jukes again. Tried to tap a pass through, but the goalie slides out and takes it before Nicoli could crash in for it. Some nice juke moves by Dauvilliers, but couldn't quite create the opening he needed. Number 12 now taking this one up the near side. Pass up to 11. 11 taps up 12. 12 trying to fight through. Gets through the defense. 12 charging in. He's in the box. Pass across. Shot. Saved by Smagula. Just barely kept it out of the net. Oh my gosh. Recovered by 23, but the pass back knocked away by Nicoli. I have no idea how that one kept out of the net. Smagula deflected it at first. It went straight up in the air, was like hovering just in front of the goal line. And I don't know if Smagula got a hand on it or if another defender manages to knock it away with their body. But either way, Brookline prevents the go-ahead score by Natick. Now dribbling across the middle is Lockwood. Lockwood blocked by 6, and it's recovered by 11. Natick with a bit of an odd man rush here, 4-on-3. Pass goes up for 6. 6 racing in. Corrals it, turns around as Fitzgerald comes up holding his hamstring. 6 dribbles in, shot blocked by Speicher. Out of bounds. It's going to be a Natick corner kick, but first they're going to have to check on Fitzgerald, and it looks like he's actually holding his knee. I thought he might have been holding his hamstring there, but if it's the knee, that could potentially be worse. Jack Fitzgerald, the senior captain, such a big part of Brookline's defensive back. That back line, and also a threat on headers with Brookline's corner kicks. That's a tough player to lose. But it looks like he is going to come off, at least temporarily, and get looked at by Brookline trainer Alex Jazik. Hopefully he is okay. Like I said, anything concerning the knee or anything around that area can always be a little scary, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. Corner kick flies in. It's headed out by Brookline. Collected again by Natick. Starting to work, but boxed out by Lippman. It does go out of bounds off Lippman. It'll be another corner kick for Natick, this time on the far side corner. This kick flies into the box, headed away by Lockwood. Still in the box is 11. Corrals it, passes back out, kicked back in, caught by Smagula. Smagula punts it upfield. Dauvilliers trying to corral it, but could not. Taken away by 3. Passed up for 2. Tapped over to 8. 8 turns around, dribbles back, and passes it back to the back line. Now that pass misses, intercepted by Goldberg, tapped back to Applebaum, across to Lippman. Lippman kicks the leader upfield, bounces down, and swooping in to take it is going to be Ames. Ames from the far side, looking, pass up to Dauvilliers. Dauvilliers disrupted by 14 from behind, lost the ball, recovered by Ames. Ames sends a crosser in, for the head of Nicoli, knocked away by 17. Downed by 11, recovered by Friedman, pass to the middle for Lockwood, couldn't corral it. It's taken by 6. 6 manages to juke around Friedman. Ball's knocked loose by Lockwood. They blow the whistle on Lockwood for the foul. It'll be a free kick now for Natick from around midfield. Number 17 lining up to kick this one. Boots it off the head of Speicher. Bouncing along. 6 deflects it. 2 tries to corral it. Cannot. 6 had it for a second. Stolen away. I think that's Applebaum. Working up the far sideline. Pass towards the middle. Intercepted by 14. Since back up to 6. 6. Dribbling. Trying to escape, but the help arrives and Nicoli takes it away. Pass across Friedman. Friedman upfield. Knocked away by 14, but taken back by Friedman. Friedman running with it. Sends it out to the near side, too far, too fast for Lawrence to get there, and it's out of bounds. Natick ball. Throw in goes to 8. 8 disrupted from behind by Lawrence. Lawrence takes it, tries to tap forward, but nobody there. Knocked back, but recovered by Friedman. Friedman kicks it forward. Dauvilliers with a chance. Dauvilliers shot, missed it wide. Great burst of speed by Danmarth Dauvilliers. Off the leading kick from Friedman, but just didn't quite have a great angle for a shot and over curved it as it goes wide and out of bounds. Now Jad Torres subs in for Dauvilliers as the goal kick flies to midfield, knocked down by Lockwood, recovered by Friedman. Knocked loose by 6, recovered by Speicher. Speicher's kick ricochets, recovered by 11, tapped forward for 23. Shoulder tap over to 8. 8 taps it forward for 23. 23 into the box, cuts back, covered, taps it back to 11. 11 out to 8. 8 just outside the box. Crosser flies in, nobody there. It's scooped up by Smagula. Smagula punts this one. Off the head of Lawrence. Ames. Now dribbling, trying to gain the edge on the far side, but it's knocked out of bounds by 14. This is going to draw another Brookline corner. Looks like they're going to send out Goldberg to take this corner kick. The team's still tied at 1 apiece. Goldberg's kick flies in, batted away by the goalie. Friedman tried to keep it in, but blocked by 3, and they blow the whistle. They're going to say Friedman knocked over 3 and is called for the foul. So a free kick for Natick. 17 sends the free kick over to 12 on the near side. 12 taps it back to 17. 17 stolen away. Torres charging in. Goalie slides in and kicks it away. Is there anyone on this field who has had more near chances than Jad Torres here in the first half? That one just bounced a little too far. The throw-in deflects back into open space for Goldberg, and Goldberg boots that one into the next county as that flies way out of bounds over the hill. That's going to be a goal kick for Natick. Now Natick working out up the middle, goes to 3, pass up, goes off the foot of 8, and it's kicked away by Applebaum, downed by Torres. Nicoli wasn't ready for it. It's knocked away by 3. Natick takes possession again. Pass goes up to 2. 2, kicking a leader for 11. 11, wide open shot is in. Natick caught Brookline napping on the near side as they went cross field with that pass. Found 11 wide open and not off sides. And one-on-one with the goalie, he beat him to the near side post for Natick's second goal of the day as the Redhawks take the 2-1 lead. 11 scores off the assist from 2. Natick now leads 2-1. And a huge difference maker there late here in the first half. Like I said before, the record difference when you score multiple goals is literally night and day, and Natick has been the first team to reach that multiple goal threshold here as they score their second goal. Brookline trying to move the ball upfield. Friedman sends it up for Torres. Torres up the near side, trying to juke around his defender, does muscle his way through, gets around another, but can't keep it in bounds as he was trying to weave around the defenders there. Lost control of the ball, and it rolls out the back line. It'll be a goal kick. Pass goes to 14 now, given to 17. 17 over to 12 on the near side. 12 kicks towards the middle. 23 deflects it back, and ultimately corralled by 12. 12 pass to the middle to 6. 6 pass broken up by Friedman, and there is the double whistle for halftime. Our score at half, the Natick Redhawks 2, the Brookline Warriors 1. Brookline got the first goal of the game, scored by Jacob Friedman, assisted by Jonah Littman in the opening minutes of the game. But Natick has fought back since. 2 goals, one scored by number 3, and then one scored by number 11, assisted by number 2. And that is where our score currently stands. As we head into this halftime break, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS Sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. You can find all that information in the description section down below. Also down in the description section, you can find a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which helps to support all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And then you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. The Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, through the first 10 years of the scholarship fund, about $1.5 million has been raised to help support graduating BHS students. Your help is crucial to supporting these Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And all those links and phone numbers I just mentioned can be found in the description section of this video down below. But for now, we are at halftime. Natick 2, Brookline 1. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan at Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. We'll be back with the second half of this ball game, but for now I'm going to take a break and mute the mic. But we'll be back. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Natick High Redhawks. After our first 40 minutes, the visiting Redhawks with a 2-1 advantage over the Warriors. Brookline scored first on a goal by Jacob Friedman, assisted by Jonah Littman. But then Natick answered with 2 goals through the rest of the first half. One scored by number 3, not quite sure who got the assist. And then one scored by number 11, assisted by number 2. Like I said before this game started, the difference can be huge in regards to who ends up with multiple goals. And right now, Natick, the first to reach multiple goals. Sun really peeking through the clouds here right as the sun is setting. I'm gonna put on a hat so I can see. My goodness. It was cloudy, overcast, and even raining earlier today. And now that the clouds are starting to dissipate, the sun is blaring right through, so that's going to be interesting visibility-wise here in the second half as we get this one underway. And a steal on the attack end by Koya Nicoli for Brookline. Pass to the outside. Jacob Friedman tried to send it upfield, blocked. Recovered by Nate Lockwood. Passed back to Ben Speicher. Gives to the middle to Ryan Goldberg. Over to Lockwood. Lockwood sends up the line for Friedman, but it's stolen away by number 12. Number 12 sends it up the line. Stays in bounds. Taken by Speicher. Pass across the middle. Lockwood sends it back to Travis Applebaum. Applebaum sends it back to Jonah Littman. Still no sign of Jack Fitzgerald, who left the game in the first half with what appeared to be a knee injury. That could be a big loss for the Brookline defense and for their corner kick offense. This one deflected back, and Goldberg pops one up in the air, headed away by number 17, who made a lot of big stops for Natick in the first half. Brookline now controlling it at midfield. This is Speicher. Speicher up to Lockwood. Lockwood tapped to the outside. And a pass back intercepted by number 8. 8 turns around, lets the reinforcements come. Knocked loose by Speicher, but recovered by number 11 on the far sideline. Trying to dribble through, still keeping the ball, but finally being quadruple teamed, and they call the foul on Brookline. This will be a free kick for Natick. Sent up the line. Again from the far side, they gain the edge. A crosser flies way too high as 11 kind of rushed that one a bit. That can be kind of the tricky thing in soccer sometimes, is when you make a break for it with speed, it can get you past the defender, but sometimes the ball, just off the force of your acceleration, the ball kind of takes off without you, especially on a wet turf field. Natick Sends in a long kick from 12, and it's taken off a hop by Brookline netminder Alex Magula. Throws that one in to Wally Lawrence, who kicks it along, intercepted by 6. 6, dribbling, sends it to the near sideline to 10. 10, crosser to the middle, knocked away from 8 by, I think, Lockwood. Pass up to Lawrence. Lawrence trying to kick it upfield, intercepted by 10. 10 dribbling up with it. Pass up to 8. 8 taps it out near side to 2. 2, crosser into the box, flies over the crossbar, out of bounds. That'll be a Brookline goal kick. Smagula boots the goal kick upfield, knocked down. Back to Speicher. Speicher sends it up for number 14, Jeffrey Dong. Gets it to the outside, but now cut off by 17, and Natick takes it back. Number 3 sends it upfield. Working it up the far sideline was 12, but his pass knocked out of bounds by the Brookline defense, and it will stay Natick ball. 12 throws it in, tapped back to 12. 12 gets wrapped up with the Brookline defense, and they call a foul on Brookline again. This will be a free kick from the far sideline for the Redhawks. This free kick from, I think, 8 flies into the box. Knocked away by Smagula out of the box. Off the deflections, Lawrence tries to kick it upfield, knocked back by 10. 14 knocks it forward, knocked back by Applebaum. Bouncing high. Scrumming for the ball. Could not be corralled by Lawrence, or by Dong rather, and it's taken away by number 3. 3, long pass up to 2. 2 tries to cross to the middle, deflects, and kicked away by Littman. Downed by Denmarth Dovillier. Pass back to Dong, stolen away now by 2. And now a pass. 2 was running with it. Sliding kick away by Speicher up to Friedman. Friedman sends it up for Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling up the far side. Lawrence still going with it. Lawrence, a crosser, couldn't get enough on it, and it's booted away as it rolled towards the middle, knocked away by the Natick defense. Deflecting through the middle, taken by 8. Pass up to 2. 2. Dribbling. Pass forward to 8. 8. Pass across, intercepted by Speicher. Speicher kick upfield, intercepted by 6, but disrupted by Grady Ames. Deflects over to Lawrence on the far side, and they blow a whistle. I guess offsides on Brookline. Free kick for Natick goes up the far sideline. Tap back to 3. 3 back to, I think, 8. Long shot. Launches it as it bounces over the hill behind the net. That'll be a goal kick for Brookline. Forgive me if I'm having a little trouble keeping up with players at some points through the midfield. This sun is doing a number on visibility here. Smagula boots this one towards midfield. Bouncing along, Dovillier corrals it, can't get it past 17, but fights to recover it, he does. Pass to the outside, Friedman trying to get around the edge against 12, keeps control of the ball, pass blocked, kicked away by 3, staying in bounds, goes off the head, deflected down, corralled by 8. Now Lockwood disrupts it, takes the ball back, his pass ricochets off a Natick player out of bounds. Brookline throw in. Towards the middle, headed away by 17. Now collected, I think, by either 6 or 8, not sure. Long leading kick for 2. 2 battling, Pass, the Applebaum doesn't have much of an angle. Crosser knocked in. Natick adds to their lead with a goal by number 7, assisted by number 2, his second assist of the day. The long leading kick, and number 2 just able to get it past Applebaum. Timed his push for the ball very well, and while he didn't have much of a shooting angle off of that, the help arrived in time. Number 7, streaking towards the net, was able to knock that one in off the assist from 2, and it's now a 3-1 lead for the Red Hawks. This one bouncing along, and we got a foul call as a couple players get tangled up. Looks like they might be assessing a card. Yes, that's going to be a yellow card to Brookline's Jacob Friedman. Got a little too physical with a player there. He did get physical and called for a foul on a play in the first half. So this might be a case of one warning and then a card the next time. So things going from bad to worse for Brookline. Their 1-goal deficit becomes a 2-goal deficit, and they lose one of their starting strikers to a yellow card after losing their starting center back to injury in Jack Fitzgerald. Throw in tapped along by Goldberg, and it's going to bounce out of bounds off a Natick player. Quick throw in for Brookline. Racing up for it, Dovillier, caught off by 14, knocked out of bounds. Rolls out the sideline. It'll be a throw in for Brookline deep in the Natick end. Throw in goes towards the box off the head of Lockwood. Bounce down. The attempted clear is eventually cleared out. Recovered now by Speicher. Speicher kicks it across to Applebaum on the near side. Applebaum turns around, kicks one into the box, and it's knocked away by the defense. Speicher now boots one back in, but slices it wide of the net and out of bounds. That'll be a Natick goal kick. This kick over to 14. 14's pass blocked by Dong, but number 6 fighting for it. Deflects towards the near sideline, controlled by Ames, stolen away by 2. 2 kicks it to the middle to 23. Now 3 boots it up in the air, finds 7 on the far side. 7 kicks it up for 23, couldn't corral it. Taken instead by Lockwood. Lockwood with pressure over his back, pass it back to Smagula. Smagula kicks it off ahead, bouncing, and looks like they're going to call Brookline for a foul there as they went over the back of the Natick player. Going to be an interesting spot to kick the free kick from. Bit of an awkward spot for a shot, and it's so centered that it's an awkward spot for a crosser as well. We'll see what number 8 decides to do with this kick here. Might try and send a low kick under the defensive wall to see if he can catch him jumping. And he does send one low, and Smagula almost juggled it, but does fall on it to prevent the score as he rolls it into Speicher. Speicher sends it upfield, taken by 12. 12 pass up to 7. 7 racing up the far side once again. Stopped by Spicer, knocked out of bounds, Natick ball. Subs checking in on both sides now. For Brookline, number 15, Santi Sierra replacing Jeffrey Dong. Throw in to 3. 3 past 15, now tapped to the outside. They've got the edge. The attempted crosser was blocked, but they actually ran out of room before the crosser was even attempted. Goes over the back line, out of bounds. Goal kick for Brookline. Smagula sends it to Applebaum. Applebaum's kick blocked by 2. Littman kind of whiffed on it there, but now gets a clearing kick out. As it's corralled by 11. 11. Ball's lost out of bounds. He was defended by Torres. Throw in for Natick. Number 12 trying to weave around players. Pass it up. Tapped back to 12. 12. Pass back forward to, I think, 11. Looking around. 11 still looking. Lost out of bounds. Stays Natick ball. Natick is, if nothing else, eating up clock by spending this much time in the Brookline end. Brookline trailing by 2 scores here. They got to find some way to get back on the attack. That pass intercepted by Ames. Pass up for Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling across the middle. Disrupted by 17. He taps it out to the near side looking for Applebaum. Applebaum takes it. Pass to the middle. Goldberg. Goldberg. Pass up. Swooping in. Intercepting his number 10. 10 pass across to 8. 8 across midfield. Pass intercepted Spicer. Spicer sends it up to Torres. Torres pass back to Spicer. Spicer up the middle, intercepted again, this time by 6. 6 pass towards the middle, broken up by Goldberg, kicked away by Littman. Number 10 swoops in and takes it. 10 gets through 1. Now pass to the middle, misses 8, and it's kicked away by Torres. Goes right out to Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling up the near side and disrupted by 3, and they get tangled up as Lawrence kind of hugs 3 there and was almost kind of waiting, wondering why he hadn't been called for a foul yet, and ultimately he was whistled for a foul. Boy, I mean, that was a hold so blatant and purposeful. It reminds me of those plays in American football where the team wants to take a safety, so they have every lineman hold and just have the punter run back and run out the clock at the end of the game. Got some subs checking in. For Brookline, I think number 18, Josh Bittner, and number 26, Frederick Schreiber-Wachnick into the game. Number 14 takes the free kick, deflects out of bounds. And it's going to stay Natick ball, throw in. Booted up in the air by Goldberg, off the head of 10, off the foot of 3. Deflects down, kept in bounds, but recovered by Bittner. Bittner trying to work upfield. Past a couple blockers, does get it up to Lawrence, and Lawrence gets past a defender. Lawrence running with it, blocked by 17, deflects out to 3, and whoa! Hard body check by Lawrence along the sideline. Knocks 3 out of bounds. And that's going to be another free kick for Natick. .14, a long free kick, deflected out of bounds by Bittner. And Lawrence has got to be careful after a play like that. You know, the first play, the hold play, that wasn't particularly dangerous. It was just very deliberate. But that second foul was pretty hard hitting, could be considered a little dangerous. And if you get caught doing those more dangerous fouls twice, You know, we saw with Friedman, the refs will card you. So got to be careful with that, with the physicality. Natick controlling the ball, 17, pass across to 12. 12 pass to the middle to 3. 3 loses his footing, loses the ball, but it's recovered by 17. 17 now dribbling, passes up, knocked back. 3 pops it up in the air, off the head of 2, across to 15. 15 pops it up in the air, out on the far side, an attempted crosser kick by 12, deflected, cleared out by Brookline. Or maybe that was 11. Either way, it was briefly recovered by Natick, knocked away by Lockwood. Now goes out of bounds, last touched by Natick, and it'll be a Brookline throw-in. We're starting to get some cloud coverage of the sun out here at Skyline. Makes things a little cooler out here, but also improves visibility a bit. The deflections off the throw-in, controlled by Dauvilliers. Dauvilliers dribbling, long kick, taken off the hop by the goalie, juggled it a bit, but recovered it. One of those where if the ball carrier had managed to find a little bit more room to maybe dribble in closer, might have generated a more substantial attack chance, but a kick that long, odds weren't high. Natick working it upfield, and Littman kicks it out of bounds. Throw in back to 8. 8 taps it back. Now a pass intercepted. Pass up to Lawrence. Lawrence battling. Manages to keep the ball despite the interference of multiple defenders. Passes back to Littman. Now up to Lockwood. Lockwood kicks a leader high, and it curves away from the Brookline strikers, and it's going to be taken off a couple hops by the Natick keeper. This one rolled into 17. Now up to 12. 12 tries to spin off his defender, but couldn't, and lost it out of bounds. Lawrence throw in off ahead. Booted upfield by Natick. Gets up to 15, not off sides. Heads it forward, but knocked back by Littman. Littman recovers. Pass misses. Intercepted by 12 at midfield. 12 kicks it up to 2. 2 fakes and dodges away from the ball, but Bittner doing a good job staying with the ball and cutting off 10, who is swooping in to take it off of 2's fake, and he gets the favorable deflection. Brookline, some quick passing, gets to Lockwood in the middle, pops it up to the near side to Ames. Ames taps it out for Bittner, disrupted on the kick upfield, out of bounds, Natick ball. Substitution for Natick, number 5, checking in, replacing number 14. Three to 1, still the Natick lead here in the second half. Number 10 throws into number 6. 6's pass intercepted by Goldberg. Knocked loose but recovered by Sierra. Pass back to Bittner, who kicks it towards the middle. Lawrence taps it over 12. Keeps it with himself. Now taps a pass to the middle. Sierra controls it, gives. Now to Goldberg. Goldberg trying to weave away from defenders. Pass back to Littman. Back up, deflects off Goldberg, and taken by Lockwood now. Lockwood out to Speicher. Speicher up to Lawrence. Tapped outside. Crosser flying in. Bouncing along past Sierra. Nobody was quite ready for it. It's recovered by Ames. Ames turning around. Shot. Was it blocked or was it sliced? It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. It'll be a throw-in for Natick. So they're saying no defensive deflection off that kick from Ames. He just sliced it. So Natick throw in deep in their own end. Throw in off the head of Brookline. Dauvilliers slides it over to Sierra. Sierra fires a shot. Hand save by the goalie again. This time it rolls out the back line. It'll draw a Brookline corner. The Natick keepers had a couple of highlight-worthy saves so far today to keep Brookline at just one score. Now Sierra, after his shot was denied, he lines up for the corner kick. This one flies in high, deflects down and cleared out by, I think, 2. Off the bounce, goes off the head of 12, but then Goldberg rather, but then taken by 11. And Speicher, the last line of defense, stopping number 15 from getting off on a run there. Kick up from Lockwood is deflected back, downed by Sierra, but kicked away by 10. Race for it. Littman knocks it away. And that's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Natick ball. Substitution. 14 back in for 5 for Natick. Throw in for Natick here, goes to 8, deflects off 15 to the outside. 11 spins off a defender, sends a leader for I think 8, pass gets through to 15. 15 running out of room, stolen away by Littman, cleared out. Deflects off the knee of Lawrence, 10 swoops in, kicks it forward, tried to slide it through, but disrupted by Bittner. Now it goes up to Ames. Ames dribbling through the middle, pass forward, Sierra. Sierra kicks the leader, blocked by 14, trying to get that one up to Dauvilliers. Now Lawrence kicks one forward, but right to 17 as he intercepts it. 17 dribbling through the middle, pass forward, gets to 15. 15's kick blocked by the Brookline defense, and that's going to roll out of bounds and be Natick ball. Throw in. Lockwood taps it back to Littman. Kicks it upfield. Ames taps it up the line for Dauvilliers. Dauvilliers racing after it, now charging into the box. Holding it, looking, kick blocked. A big block by number 14, and Brookline's going to be forced to do a throw-in deep in the Natick end. Means a lower quality chance than what could have been if Dauvilliers had managed to send a crosser into the box. He now subs out as the throw-in flies in, goes off the head of a Natick player, out of bounds. This will be a corner kick as back in the game for Brookline is Jack Fitzgerald. That's a nice sight to see. Fitzgerald left in the first half with what looked like a knee injury, but he seems to be back. As Lawrence sends one into the box, headed up in the air by Natick, bouncing down, recovered by Brookline, but the shot was blocked by the defense, recovered again by Schreiber-Wachnick. They couldn't clear it out of bounds. It's going to be another Brookline corner, this time from the far side corner. Sierra setting up in the far corner again. The lefty to kick this one in. This one flies in, deflects down, and they say last touch by Natick again. And another corner for Brookline. Brookline with another chance to try and cut the deficit down to 1. This one flies in, punched out by the goalie. Chased down by Schreiber-Wachnick, taps it over to Sierra, floats it into the box again, punched up in the air again by the goalie, headed by the Natick defense, headed down by Bittner, a couple deflections and 10, clears it out, rolls out of bounds. It'll be a Brookline throw-in. Throw-in goes towards the box, headed away by number 14 once again. This throw in deflects down through the box, and they call Brookline for a push-off. It'll be a free kick for Natick. A number of balls sent into the box there, but Brookline not able to get the bounce on any of them as the Natick defense holds firm. Goalie gives it over to 14 as Natick can take things a little more leisurely as long as they keep control of the ball, firmly in control of this game with a 3-1 advantage. Pass across the middle. The player slipped and fell, and swooping in and taking advantage is Goldberg. Sends a leader. Wally Lawrence charging in. Lawrence gets it through! Wally Lawrence cuts the lead down to 1. It started with the steal through the middle by Ryan Goldberg as a player slipped and fell, and then he timed this leading kick perfectly. Lawrence able to just tap it past the keeper at the last second before the keeper could slide in. Wally Lawrence off the assist from Ryan Goldberg, and it is now a 3-2 ball game. This one being headed back and forth. And now Natick off to the races, and a good jump by Bittner to trigger the offsides by number 2. Now Brookline with the ball. Speicher sends it upfield, deflected away, but Fitzgerald chases down and recovers. Pass to Speicher, back to Littman. Littman sends it up to Lockwood, tapped back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald sends it up, deflects off Sierra, and it's stolen away by Natick. Rushing in with it, cut off by Speicher. Speicher gets passed to Lockwood. Lockwood passes up, knocked away from Schreiber-Wachnick by, I think, number 8. Now taken by Lockwood, tapped to the near side, Bittner. Bittner, pass over to Ames. Ames trying to thread the needle through the defense. Ran out of room. It was disrupted, but recovered. Sierra blocked by 14. Gets the ball up to 8. Passes back to 17, who kicks it upfield. Bittner. Kick blocked by 2. And it does go out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. 3-2, the Natick lead here in the second half. Brookline trying to come back and tie it. 17 kicks that one upfield. It goes right to Speicher. Speicher surveying, looking around, dribbling, sends it up the line, and it is corralled. Applebaum for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, a shot! Saved by the Natick keeper! A huge diving stop by the Natick keeper, who has had multiple highlight-worthy saves to keep Natick in the lead here. Brookline with a corner kick coming up. There is no way I'm going to be able to see this ball fly in, as the fans are kind of blocking the view so they can see. This one, a line drive, and it's simply headed out by the Natick defense. I can't even see who's sending in this corner kick. This one flies in, deflects down. Oh, almost a chance for a shot for Bittner, but it's broken up. And now an odd man rush for Natick. 15, kicks a leader for 3, but it curves a bit wide, and Brookline's able to get back on defense. 3, cuts around 1, cuts around another, dribbling in. He fires a shot, saved by Smagula. Smagula rolls it into Goldberg. Goldberg taps it forward, too far for Bittner, and it's kicked away by 10. Recovered by Lockwood. Lockwood trying to hold the ball, passes out to Ames. Ames off and running with it across midfield, sends a leader up the near sideline for Lawrence. Lawrence with the ball, dribbling, trying to juke, sends a crosser, blocked by 10. 10 clears it out of the box to 2. 2 running out of room on the sideline, kicked out of bounds, Brookline ball. got a sub checking in for Brookline now. Number 7, Jacob Friedman back in the game, replacing Santi Sierra. Bittner throws it in for Lawrence. Lawrence sends one to the middle, finds Goldberg. Goldberg winds and fires, blocked by 6. It goes straight up in the air. Off the fight for the ball, it's headed away by 12. 12 pops it upfield, but not before it goes out of bounds. It'll be a Brookline throw-in. Friedman looking around for his options. Throws it up for Lawrence, deflected by 17, goes straight up in the air. And they're going to call a foul on Fitzgerald for the push, as multiple players were going up in the air for that one. And it looks like a timeout has been called late here in the second half. Natick 3, Brookline 2. Each team has scored once here in the second half. Like I said, coming into this game, Brookline was undefeated in all games where they scored more than one goal. But they had only scored more than once in two games so far this season. Natick, meanwhile, had lost 3 of the 4 games where they allowed more than one goal defensively. But right now, Brookline has scored more than once, and Natick still holding the advantage at 3-2. Brookline's most recent goal scored by Wally Lawrence, assisted by Ryan Goldberg. And so this game is coming down to the wire. Brookline hoping they can get a chance to try and tie this one up. Before that goal by Lawrence, Natick was very comfortably in the lead. Wasn't as much tension, but now with a 1-goal game, anything could happen from here. Once again, as we come out of the timeout, I remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Check out their information in the link and phone number in the description section down below. It'll be a free kick for Natick, number 17 lining up. Boots it across midfield. Deflects off ahead, back to Speicher. Speicher sends it up to Friedman, taps it over Goldberg. Goldberg fakes, passes across to Lockwood. Lockwood sends it back to Bittner. Bittner back up Lockwood, sends it back to Littman. Littman boots it up the far side. Friedman racing after it. That's going too far. Can he keep it in bounds? He cannot. This will be a goal kick for the Redhawks. Natick boots this one towards midfield, off ahead and downed. Goldberg trying to push it forward, but kicked away by 6. Kicked back by Littman, right to 3, who gets a pass through to 8. Kicks a leader, headed away by Littman, recovered by Ames. Ames, pass across Friedman, kicks it upfield to Lawrence, but deflects too far back. Goldberg trying to knock it loose, gets it up to Lawrence. Lawrence trying to weave through, but knocked over by 17, was looking for a call, did not get it as Natick kicks it out of bounds. Throw in for Dauvilliers. He runs out of room, kicked away by 17, goes up to 15, who heads it back to 6, who heads it up to 3, and swooping in and taking it for a second was Speicher, but then a hard collision with 6, and that's going to draw a foul on Speicher. Free kick for 17, and Natick smartly taking their time setting up this free kick as the clock ticking down works in their advantage here with the lead. Long kick up, deflected down, 15, couldn't get a shot off, cut off by Lippman, clears it out, 10 knocks it back up to 8. 8 trying to work down the sideline, runs out of room, out of bounds, Brookline ball. Bittner looking around. Brookline trying to rush one last substitution in. Throw in off the head of Lawrence and booted back by 14, recovered by Lawrence. Lawrence kicks it upfield, a chance, cut off by 17, and that bounces out of bounds. Lawrence looking for a quick throw in, surveying his options. Goes up the line, headed out by 10. Stays Brookline ball. Lawrence still looking. Brookline's only got so much time to try and score an equalizer. Throw in goes to Goldberg. Goldberg pops one high. Headed away by the defense. Lockwood knocks it forward but wide of the net. And that's going to be a goal kick for Natick. A high flying kick towards the box, aiming for Jacob Friedman, but it went off the head of the defender instead. The Natick keeper, who's had a few big saves, has kept Natick in the lead here in the second half. Goal kick is headed forward. 15 trying to push his way through Lippman. Cannot. Lippman kicks it upfield. Natick trying to box out. Get to roll out of bounds, and they're successful in that endeavor. Throw in. Off the head of 8. Off the head of Speicher. Booted up by Lippman. Over the head of Dauvilliers. Headed back by 14, tapped by Goldberg, and Goldberg chases down the ball. Kicks it down the near side, goes off the foot of 10, going the wrong way. Bittner giving chase, and it's knocked out of bounds by 10, Brookline ball. Throw in goes back to Ames. Ames fakes, dribbles, now tries to kick it across field, deflected by 8, downed by Speicher. Speicher corrals it. Speicher fires, saved, rebound, Dauvilliers. Oh, he was trying too hard to corral it for a clean shot. It's knocked out the back end by 10. It'll be another corner for Brookline. They send out Goldberg and Bittner to flank him. No, they're sending Bittner back into the box. Goldberg getting ready to let this one fly. Here it comes. Headed out by Natick. Dauvilliers trying to tap it. Ames slices that one well over the bar. And it'll be another Natick goal kick. There's no scoreboard clock here, so hard to say how far into the second half we are, if we've entered stoppage time or anything like that. And of course, if we had entered stoppage time, even a scoreboard clock wouldn't help. But time not on Brookline's side, that's for sure, as they still trail 3-2. Lockwood taps it for Goldberg, who sends it out to Ames. Ames towards the middle, pops one out to the far side, goes off ahead of a defender. Dauvilliers trying to down it, instead just heads it forward. Friedman collides with 17, and 17 tries to boot it, deflects off Friedman, out of bounds. Natick ball. Throw in back, booted across midfield. Littman gets there, taps it back to Smagula. Smagula sends it up the middle to Lockwood. Lockwood taps it to the far side, Speicher. Speicher boots one, bouncing along to Lawrence. Lawrence trying to cut through, sends one forward, kicked away. Oh, it was right at Ames, but it goes off the bottom of his foot, deflects off two apparently, and out of bounds. Oh, but it's corrected. They correct it and say Natick ball. They say it did not go off of two, it just went off of Ames. Throw in goes off the head of two, kicked back by Bittner, off the head of 14, downed by 8, stolen back by Goldberg. Goldberg pass to Lockwood. Lockwood gets one to an open Speicher. Speicher dribbling with speed, looking for somewhere to go, goes to the outside to Friedman on the far side. Friedman's kick blocked, goes back to Speicher. Speicher's kick forward, kicked away by 17. And now it's a breakaway chance for Natick's number 3, racing in. The ball's not cooperating with him, and he's cut off by Littman. Littman kicks it away, gets it up to Friedman. Friedman slides, barely gets a pass away to Goldberg. Goldberg through the middle, kicks one upfield. It's a race for the ball, deflects. And I think, do we have a foul or an offsides? Number 12 did go to the ground on that play. Or, oh, did they call a handball or a foul on Natick? Who's this a free kick for? Who is this a free kick for? Well, we'll find out after the timeout. Well, an air of mystery as we enter this this timeout stoppage. Score still Natick 3, Brookline 2. Brookline trying to make a mad dash for an equalizer. During this timeout break, I remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Esch Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate, personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. You can find that information in the description section down below. Huh? No kidding. Awesome. Out of the timeout, it is going to be a free kick for Brookline, so I think they called a foul or a handball on 12 after that scrum for the ball. Brookline has brought their goalie, Alex Smagula, all the way across midfield. Brookline trying to make one last push for a score here. Smagula being brought up ever closer towards the box. I think that's Speicher and Goldberg over by the ball. We'll see who goes for the kick. This might be a chance for a shot. Might be far enough out that they can get that rainbow trajectory you would need to score from this distance. Here it comes. Speicher fakes. Goldberg kicks. Coming in high. Header! Score! Jonah Littman ties it up! Let's take a look at that one again. Ryan Goldberg with his second assist of the day, and it's the center back, Jonah Littman, heading this one in to tie us up. Here in the closing minutes of the second half, Brookline has knotted the score at 3 apiece. Brookline at one point trailed 3-1 here in the second half. Now we're all knotted up at 3 apiece. It's a whole different ball game now, but who knows how much long this new ball game will last as we are in the closing minutes here in the second half. Wally Lawrence, a takeaway at midfield. Lawrence racing up with it. Lawrence did not have time to get that last rush off, as that is the triple whistle. And that is your ball game. Brookline successful in the comeback tie. Our final score, Brookline 3, Natick 3. What a roller coaster of a game this was. Brookline got on the board first in the first couple minutes of the game on a goal by Jacob Friedman, assisted by Jonah Littman. Then Natick responded with 2 unanswered goals. One scored by number 3, not sure about the assist, and then one scored by number 11, assisted by number 2. As Natick went into the half leading 2-1, Natick got the first score of the second half to build that lead up to 3-1 on a goal scored by number 7, assisted by number 2. But then Brookline able to claw their way back. 2 goals, both of them assisted by number 12, Ryan Goldberg. The first one scored by Wally Lawrence, and the second one scored on a last-ditch effort where they had pulled up all of their defensive players to be extra bodies in the box on this free kick by Goldberg that was headed in by center back Jonah Littman. What a game, what a show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got our first note in the live chat from Brookline superfan Yuli Burstein saying, "Let's go the Brookline way." And what a way for this game to go. Brookline's record moves to 2-6-4 on the year. Natick, with their first tie of the season, moves to 7-4-1. A big comeback tie for Brookline against a high-ranking Natick squad. And a big day for their offense, just their third game this season with multiple goals scored. And they remain undefeated in games where they score multiple goals. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Be sure to be on the lookout. I'm going to post a link at the top of the description section of this video once I've uploaded the recorded version of this video. That won't have all of the dropped video frames due to Wi-Fi connection. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Thank you once again to Esh Dental for sponsoring this broadcast. Esh Dental, located right in Coolidge Corner. Book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS sports parent, Dr. Brandon Esh, for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eshdental.com to find out more. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. That down in the description section down below, as is a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity Spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. Also down in the description section, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen, are some links related to me, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And remember to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that is going to do it. Final score, Brookline 3, Natick 3 from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.